Hey, what's up, big baller shot callers? Welcome from the Grid Trim Sports Talk Show. Joe, my co-host Monty Brown. What's going on, brother?
Hey man, what's up? What's up? NFL draft got playoffs, almost second round coming up. Um, Liking what our Cowboys did. We'll get into that later, but a lot of other teams did pretty well too. So I'm excited to talk about this. Should be fun.
Yes, absolutely. So topics for today's show, obviously NFL Draft 2026. It just happened last week. The first day was Thursday, I think April 23rd, and then it lasted for 3 days, or April 24th,
Yeah.
whatever it was, but last from last Thursday to last Saturday, a 3-day draft. Um, Pittsburgh broke attendance records being set there, 805,000 people
Wow.
in the three
Nice.
days of the draft. They were a really good host. Obviously, Pittsburgh's a big football town. The Steelers, Steeler Nation, the Towels, the terrible Towels. They love their football there. Blue collar people. Um, but real quick before we get into the NFL draft, so this is from the Grid to Rim Sports Talk Show. Subscribers, please subscribe. Put likes on our channel, make comments, good or bad, do whatever you gotta do, but just watch the show. I think it's a good watch. But
Yes.
I do have other things set up on podcast. I'm also have audio file on RSS.com. The name of the show is still the same, from the Grid to the Rim Sports Talk Show, but also from RSS.com. It goes to other places like Spotify, Apple, Apple Podcasts, things like that. So we have from the Grid to the Rim all over the place. So of course, our main channel is YouTube. So just, watch it any way you can. So, and let us know what you think. But, all right. So, like I said, NFL Draft 2026 just finished. What teams, who do we think's had good drafts? Who were the teams that were notable in the draft?
Oh, well, we were discussing this earlier. I'm hoping I'm not stealing your thunder, but man, um, I really like what the Jets did. They seem to address every need. I mean, I don't have to tell you bad they've how bad they've been the past couple of seasons.
Yeah,
Um, Not sure if it was the year before last year where I expected them to do well, and man, they just stuck up the joint. But they addressed their needs. They got an edge from Texas Tech, probably the best edge in the draft, or one of the best edges in the draft. Awesome pick. Love it, love it. Got themselves a receiver to
yep,
help out Garrett Wilson.
yeah. Omar Cooper from, I think,
Yes,
Indiana, right?
yes, and that guy is no joke. I tell you what, man, I was surprised that they got him, but I'll get into why I think they got him later. It's a little bit of just a little bit of a thing I have that I'm been thinking about.
Okay.
But yeah, Cleveland's had a good draft also. Probably my Cowboys. They've also addressed some needs, but my favorite, well, not well. I think the team that did the best, I would put the Jets as number one because they addressed all their needs. And these people that they picked up, they're going to start right away. None of them are going to sit on the bench.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, teams that had good drafts I noticed was Carolina Panthers, New York Jets, Cleveland Browns. You mentioned those two teams.
Mhm.
The one thing about the New York Jets is they traded up. They had three first round draft picks.
Yes.
And like you mentioned, Omar Cooper, Kenyon Sadiq, a tight end and an
Oh,
edge.
man.
Um,
Kenyon Sadiq.
yeah.
He's the guy that every time I watched him, he stood out. Big, fast, lanky. Not much known as a blocker, but they're going to work with him on that, no problem. But as good as he is, he reminds me a lot of Kellen Winslow.
Mm,
A lot, a lot. Fast, strong, good hands. Out of the three, that was my favorite pick.
I agree. Yeah, he's a beast. He's gonna help him, and I really like Omar Cooper. Yeah, he
Yes,
had a great year in Indiana's championship run. Um, One thing we can't forget the number one pick in the draft, Fernando Mendoza.
yes,
We all know
of
that. We
course,
had to mention that for the show, NFL draft. We can't forget the number one pick.
of course.
Obviously, he went to the Raiders. Everyone knew this was coming. Obviously, a lot of people are a big fan of him just because how he supports his family. I know his mom has MS, I believe.
Yes.
and he talks about that a lot and how, he supports her. And I know a little bit about MS because my grandfather had it. So, um, he had it for a long time when I was a little kid, and he had it for like 20 plus years. But,
Mhm.
he died like he passed away, I think, in the late 90s, mid late 90s when I was in the Navy. But
Mhm.
the medicine and all the medical stuff wasn't as good back then. So, so I don't know what stage condition she's in, but she seems to be okay. But I know that's a big deal. I know your one friend that you visited when you came out here a couple years ago has
Yes.
MS,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Michael. Yes.
and I met him through you. Great guy.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, that's a big deal, and Fernando Mendoza seems to be a good guy. He gets real. He's always emotional. Some people might think he's kind of fake, but I don't think he is. I think his
No.
emotions are real. But he's always emotional though. So, but he seems to be a class act, a good number one pick. So, what do you think?
Well, you said class act just now. Speaking of class act, a good class act that they have on that Raiders team is Kirk Cousins.
Mm.
Perfect person for to mentor Mendoza. I don't know if Mendoza is going to start right away. I don't know if he'll beat out Cousins. I know they're going to compete, but
You there, brother? You froze. Oh, great. Sorry, technical difficulties here, people. Monty froze.
yeah,
You
there you
froze for
are.
like 20 seconds, brother. I don't know what you said.
Okay. I was saying that I'll repeat it that I like who's going to mentor Mendoza. Good mentor, Kirk Cousins. He may beat him. I don't know if he'll beat him out or not, but I like the fit. I like the fit. I don't see the Raiders going to the playoffs or anything like that. They will be much improved, that's for sure. But like you said, class act. He is, and Kirk Cousins is another class act, and he's going to learn a lot from him, and he's going to do well under him.
Yeah, I agree with you 1,000%. I forgot Kirk Cousins went there. He's bounced around in the league the last couple years. We know his long time Minnesota Viking. Before that, Washington Commanders when he got started being playing underneath RG3 for a couple of years. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting who starts. If I mean honestly, we don't know. It's a long ways away, but most people prefer that the veteran quarterback starts because then, in case Fernando Mendoza gets off to like a bad start, it's not gonna like hurt him, tarnish him early in
Yes.
his career, being the number one pick.
Yeah.
Let the veteran take that heat because Kirk
Yeah.
Cousins has been there for a long time, and like you said, let him learn underneath him. If Fernando Mendoza starts, so be it. I won't be against it. He's good enough to
No.
start,
No.
but I know generally most teams try to lean towards a good veteran quarterback. Sometimes these guys start right away because their veteran quarterback isn't at Kirk Cousins' level. So, but I think Kirk Cousins is high enough level where he's going to
Yeah.
start,
Yeah. Or an injury where they're thrown
or
in
an
there, where
injury.
they have.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, yeah. Wow. Um, so what should we get into next? Should we get into the other quarterback? Or should we save that for later?
Well, yeah,
Other
we'll get to that in a
quarterback.
minute. Another thing I'd like to touch on are the two Notre Dame running backs that were taken.
Yes. I'm
Yeah.
glad you mentioned that. I have that written down my notes for all about it. Both selected in the first round. Yes, yes, yes.
So we'll go with that number 32 pick, Price. U12's out there. What do you think of that? Um,
Yes.
I like that pick for Seattle. I do. I
I
really
love it.
do.
I didn't see that one coming, but I love
No,
it.
me neither.
Not a
Me
Seattle
neither.
fan, but Seattle's in my neck of the woods. That's a great pick.
I mean, we're not used to seeing running backs go in the first round, especially two of them. Arizona needed a running back anyway, and picking Jordan Love, that's okay. Yeah, you got me on that one. I mean, they need a running back. And best running back in the draft, you can't pass up on that. So I get it. We just don't see it much.
Yeah, he was
But
number
yeah,
three pick, highest in a
yes.
long time.
Jeremiah Love, excuse me. I call him Jordan. Jeremiah
Yeah,
Love.
Jeremiah
Yeah,
Love. Yep.
yes.
Yeah, he was the highest in a long time. Number three pick, like you said. I thought he would go before the draft started. I said I think he's gonna go quick, and he did. Um, but yeah, I think it's the first time since 2008 that two teammates have been selected in the first round
Mhm.
as running back. And like
Yeah.
you already mentioned, last 3 or 4 years, running backs aren't going to like third
Wow.
round
Yeah. Late. Well,
late, right? But
yeah.
before back in the day, they were always like top picks, like Jeremiah
Yes.
Love, number 3 pick. They're like sometimes they're the number 1 pick in the draft. I mean, they always had multiple in the first round, but then times have been changing with it becoming more of a passing league the last 4 or 5 years. Running backs weren't going as fast.
Mhm.
But a couple of running backs recently have has shown them like no, running backs are important, you know. So look at Saquon Barkley, look at some of these other guys, what they've done recently. Of course, King
Mhm.
Henry throughout his whole entire career, but there's been running backs do make a difference. It takes a lot of pressure off the quarterback.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm glad running backs are making a comeback.
Yes. Yes. But yeah, I would like you viewers to chime in. Brandon, I know you're a Jets fan. What do you think of your Jets? Chris, I know your Bills didn't have a first round pick, but I still think they had a good draft. Talk to us. Let us know what you thought. I'm
Yeah, I didn't
interested.
pay much attention to the Bills, but you're right, Chris, my brother-in-law. Yeah, let us know what you think because I didn't really write no notes down on them, but yeah, they did not have a first round pick. Um, yeah, let's see up real quick about running backs. We're getting to our next topic. Yeah, I forgot old boy left. Kenneth Walker, K9 left the Seahawks. That's why they needed a
Yes.
running back.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
they still got the God, I was gonna write his name down. I was thinking about it on my drive home from work. The backup running back who got hurt in the playoffs for
Mm.
Seattle, really good running back. Um, but he didn't play in the Super Bowl because he got
Yeah.
hurt somewhere in the playoffs. He's the ex UCLA running back. He played at Michigan before that. He transferred to UCLA. Um, I could look him up real quick, but yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, Jadari and Price is probably gonna play with him. They're gonna be like the 1-2 punch.
Yes.
So, um, yeah, but that's good though. Um, while I'm looking this up, sorry, Seattle running back for typing this up real quick, people. I apologize.
Yeah. I names
I
on the
know
tip
his
of my
name
tongue.
because I see him so dang much,
Yeah.
but I just can't remember. My brain goes fast. Oh, Zach Charbonnet.
There you go. Yes. Chardonnay. Yes. Chardonnay.
George Holani's still there. Yeah, but yeah, Charbonnet was the guy with K9. They were a pretty good duo.
Mhm.
So we'll see if Jadarian Price and Charbonnet can kind of do the same thing. So
Man, how about that? Seattle's just reloading, man.
yeah,
Wow. Watch out.
and we all know
Shame.
Seattle's the defending Super Bowl champs. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see how
Yes.
they do this year. But they're gonna have a Seattle's gonna have a little bit of a monkey. I mean, they're gonna have people are gonna be playing their best game against them. I won't say monkey
Yeah.
on their back, but they're gonna be a target. Is what I'm saying. That's what I'm looking for. They're gonna be a little bit of a target.
Yes.
So we'll see how they do because they haven't. They're not. They're not used to playing after win. I mean, they haven't won a Super Bowl in a while until last year.
Mhm.
So we'll see how they do. Um, what you want to get in the Cowboys first, or some of your surprise or some surprising picks?
Let's talk about our Cowboys. Let's
Let's
talk
get into
about our
that first.
Cowboys.
I'll let you do that. How do you
All
think our
right.
Cowboys did, brother?
Excellent. Needed a safety, man. I was looking at, I watched him a little bit. I remember Caleb Downs for the Ohio State University. Can't stand him. I know you don't like him,
Oh, hell no.
but man, he could play on the Cowboys any day. I'm excited to have this guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've had some pretty decent safeties in our day. Roy Williams, who wasn't good at covering, but he was real good at playing in the box, stopping the run, just knocking people's blocks off. I think Downs is more like Darren Woodson. Could do a little bit of both. And he's a guy that's just going to take over the defense right away. He's going to be out there making the calls, calling the secondary calls. He's got to take over. And I think that defense is going to be night and day. That defensive end they got from UCF, Lawrence, big, strong. I like it a lot. So they address the defense. These defensive players are going to start right away. And plus what they've added on, I think they'll be much improved. They're running a 3-4 defense now, so their defensive coordinator got the players to fit that defense. Not saying they'll be top 10, but I think they will be in the middle of the pack when it's all said and done.
All right. That'll be a big improvement if that happens. I hope it happens
Yeah,
because our defense really struggled last year. Yeah, I like all the Cowboys picks. Yeah, everyone knows I hate Ohio State being a Michigan fan, but that guy's a beast. You know, in the NFL, I don't care where they come from, as long as they can play
yeah,
well for the Cowboys. I don't care what college they come from.
yeah,
Um, the whole Ohio State thing is just obviously goes into college games, but I don't care in the NFL.
yeah,
Um, yeah, they had other really good choices. Their edge from UCLF, the number because Cowboys got two number one picks. They traded up for two number one picks. They haven't
mhm,
done that in a while.
yes,
The 23rd pick, they picked Malachi Lawrence, the edge from UCF.
yes,
I think he looks like he can get after it. So
yes,
I think Cowboys had a good draft. Their third round pick was another edge from Michigan, my boys, Jay
yeah.
Sean
Oh,
Burnham.
the pick they got for San Francisco, I think that's a steal.
Yep.
Yeah,
And then we picked another offensive tackle in the third round. We had two third
right.
round picks. So we had two first round picks. We picked up Drew Shelton. So you never can run out of good offensive linemen. So I'm
No,
okay with that. So
yeah,
yeah, I think Cowboys
exactly.
had a really good draft. And I know in the seventh round they picked up another receiver from Eastern Carolina. We'll see how he does.
Mhm.
We're already loaded at receivers, but hey, if he can contribute, man, I'm
Yes.
all for it because people get hurt all the time. We know this. Our best guy missed 4 or 5 games last year. So you never know. We need people.
Yeah.
Anyone who could step up. Um, I want to talk about the emotions
Okay.
of some of these players in the draft. I mean, obviously, this is a dream come true for these guys. Everyone's a little
Yes.
bit emotional because
Yes.
this is a big moment. I mean, this is a huge production for 3 days that wherever city is hosting it, like it takes a lot of effort for these three
Yes.
days for the NFL draft from all kinds of people. And the NFL draft has just become a like phenomenon in the United States like the
Oh yeah.
past, I don't know, decade or so, maybe a little bit longer, but definitely in the last decade. And so everyone's a little bit emotional, like I mentioned, but some guys are really emotional. And there's a couple that stood out. And the one guy that we talked about in our pregame was the number eighth pick, Jordan Tyson
Oh
from
yes.
Arizona State.
Yeah.
Um, he was there on stage. Some of these guys are doing from their house, but he was there live, and of course, he's in their green room or the back room, wherever they hang out at. He as he's coming up, he just gets emotional. He's getting more and more emotional as he gets to the stage, and
Right.
he even stopped his walk for a while and was like bending down because he was so emotional. Like he stopped walking for like 10 seconds. He was trying to get his emotions together, but he couldn't. And he got to the stage and he got more emotional and he couldn't even take the picture. Like he was just like,
Yeah.
no, no, no. He had to like turn his back and everything. Like
Yeah.
he got so emotional, man. Not making fun of him at all. I think it's good,
No. No.
but
That's awesome, man.
he just could not control his emotions, man. I don't know if you saw that or not.
Yes. Yeah. And it's I'm not sure if it's being picked. Your family's there. Your friends there. I'm not sure what kind of struggle we had going up from high school now the NFL. It could have been that. I don't know.
Yeah, yep.
Or just all of that, taking all that in, and man, I understand it. I get it. I get
Yeah,
it,
especially
man.
being there live too. I think it's
Yeah,
emotional no matter what, but being there live, I think is more
yeah,
emotional.
yeah, and it's great to see that. And what better city, a person like that who wears his emotional on the sleeves to go to New Orleans? They embrace people like that.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think that's an excellent fit for.
Yeah, Jordan Tyson was the beast at Arizona State. I saw him play a handful of games on TV. Yeah, he's legit. The first wide receiver in the draft was the guy from Ohio State, Carnell Tate. He's a
Oh
beast
yes,
too. But
yeah.
but he was the
Cam
second
Wentz finally has a
receiver.
weapon there, so I like that pick for Tennessee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tennessee they got their young quarterback, the ex Heisman Trophy winner from Miami.
Yes.
Now he has a good receiver to go to, and there was other receiver stepping up that was already there, but now they have him. You
Yes.
know, um, there was another guy that was real emotional. Uh, he was picked late in the seventh round. He was a Navy midshipman. He was a receiver for the Navy. Can't
Oh,
remember
I
his
didn't see that one.
name. Can't remember his name. I had it written down somewhere. Can't find it, but just look it up. Navy midshipman got drafted in the seventh round receiver. He got really emotional. He was there live too because they had a bunch of midshipmen there with him.
Hmm.
So he was emotional. He was towards the end, like so seventh round, but he still got drafted. So that's pretty cool. And obviously, with me being retired Navy, we'll see how that works out for him. Hopefully, he can make a team. I don't know if he still needs to serve for 2 years because back in the day when David Robson in the NBA, he got selected, but he still had to serve his 2 year commitment as a
Yes.
naval officer coming from the Naval Academy. I'm not sure if that rule still applies or not. I'm assuming it does because it's the
I don't think
military,
so.
but
I'm not. Yeah.
I could be wrong because times have changed, and maybe if they do make professional sports, maybe they can opt out or something somehow. Because I'm not up with the Navy regulations anymore, especially with officers, since I was enlisted. But I know back in the day they at least they had to do their 2 years, but I'm not sure what's going on now. Um, one more guy who I liked that I talked to you about in the pregame. He got drafted in the third round. He was very inspirational to me because he has a stutter. Casey
Hmm.
Concepcion is his name. He's a receiver from Texas A&M.
Yes.
Um, like I said, like you mentioned, everyone has a story. Some people have a story. Some people's story is bigger than others, and he has a story because he grew up with a real bad stutter,
Mhm.
and he said he's get made fun of, picked on, and he said eventually he got better, but he had like his mom and dad and like people supporting him, like kind of giving him confidence, and obviously his stutter improved. He
Yeah.
did an interview about it, which is had to be hard for him, but he was willing to do it. So that shows the kind of person he is. And in his interview, he was mostly okay. I know the first half he didn't stutter all, but I know that in the second half of the interview he stuttered um, a, 2 or 3 times at least, but he was able to stop it. He repeated the same word like 3 or 4 times in a row. Then he kind of got off of it. But he still completed the interview though, which I think is
Yes.
cool. So that because it's not easy to do an interview anyway, especially when you have a
No.
stutter.
No. No. No.
So
No. You're already nervous going up there. So yeah. Oh,
yeah,
that's great. Huh?
yeah. Well, they had a show on it. He didn't do the interview live. Well, at least they had the background story on him where he was
Yes.
talking about his stutter. That was where he did the interview because they had a background story on him. But I thought it was really cool though. Um, and he even said in the interview, like, "Yeah, I'm here to support all kids that have a stutter. I'm the number one guy. Like, I'm always going to support them. So because he knows what it's like. So that's kind of cool, right? So." Um,
Yes.
Do we want to get into some other quarterbacks?
Well, I texted you as soon as this happened.
Oh, you just texted me something.
Well, I mean, during the draft.
Oh, sorry. My brain's like, okay.
Wake up, man. Wake up. Oh, Rams. What in the world were you thinking? That's what I thought. That's what I said at the time. Until well, besides the obvious, yes, Matthew Stafford's not going to be there that much longer. He's still good enough to take him to another Super Bowl. They might even be one of the favorites right now. Who knows? Along with Seattle.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're getting their backup. But I still think that was kind of a reach. But how many other teams need a quarterback right away to start right now? We just talked about the Jets.
Hmm.
We just talked about the Jets. Pittsburgh, because we don't know
We
what
all know
crazy
what's happening. Yep.
with Aaron Rodgers. I mean, we don't know what he's doing. But I think the Jets might have taken him late in that round, and they knew it, and they were going to grab him right away. They were going to go ahead and take this guy. That's what that may have been the reason. That's just me speculating. I don't know, but there's a couple other teams that need a quarterback now. Yeah, you could argue whether or not he's the best quarterback taken in the draft, but I think it was a case of getting him before somebody else does because they had a feeling that he wouldn't have been there in the second round. You're looking at me funny like you disagree. What's up, man?
I agree with you. The person we're talking about is Ty Simpson, the Alabama quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a talented guy. I agree with you. I'm just laughing because I think like I just don't. He's good, but he's not that good for the first round. I didn't think he was gonna be a first round
Oh,
draft pick. Period.
okay.
He was good enough to get drafted, but I think he's like a third or fourth round draft pick.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's no disrespect to him. I mean, if you get drafted, you have your chance. It doesn't matter what if it's number one or 257, whatever the last pick is, Mr. Irrelevant. But look at Mr. Irrelevant. Look at Brock Purdy. But yeah, he's good. But I thought he was gonna stay another year in college. So I'm with you, brother. I'm not against you. I'm with you. I thought he was
Okay.
gonna do another year in college. I don't think he was a senior. I think he was like a junior. So I don't know why
Yeah.
they did it. But
Yeah.
I think to your point though, is honestly probably better for him being with the Rams because we know he's not going to start, and then going to New York Jets, we got to start, and that
Yeah.
team we know how bad the New York Jets
Yeah.
have been the past two
Yeah.
decades. Can you imagine him going to the New York Jets having to start right away?
Yeah.
And we
That
think
could
he's kind
ruin
of
it.
questionable anyway.
Yeah. Good point. Good point. Very good point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where I was saying with Fernando Mendoza. Yeah, he's number one pick, but these rookie quarterbacks, especially like these high level picks, like if you get off to a bad start your first year, some guys recover and some guys don't.
Yeah.
Um, One guy who did recover was the KC guy that played before Patrick Mahomes, Alex Smith, I believe.
Yes. Yes.
He struggled for a couple of years, and people were saying he was a bust as number one, but he made a big comeback. So I'm a huge fan of him because he ended up having a pretty decent career. He never won a Super Bowl or anything, but he got to the playoffs a few times and got a couple playoff wins under his belt. And yeah, and he helped Patrick Mahomes before Patrick Mahomes became Patrick Mahomes. So yeah, I mean, so some
Nice.
guys can recover, but some guys can't. So I just wonder what would have happened to him if he did go to like a really bad team, you know. But I want to talk about Nussmeir. I almost think
Oh,
Nussmeier's better than that guy. I don't
you
know.
can have an argument there. You can argue that. You can argue that.
And Nussmeir was in the seventh round, the 249th pick by the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah,
He
which
was
is
almost
smart by the
Mr.
Chiefs.
Irrelevant.
Yes.
I thought he was
Yes.
going to be. I was
Yes.
thinking like, oh, we're gonna have another quarterback be Mr. Irrelevant like Brock Purdy. I was almost thinking it. I feel so bad for Nussmeyer. I'm not an LSU fan at all. Let's make that clear.
Yes.
But I feel so bad for him for multiple reasons. One, his junior year, he played lights out. A lot of people thought he was going to leave to go to the NFL. He decided to come back because he thought he was going to try to help lead LSU to a championship. They were ranked
Yes.
number three last year. Um, they got to a good start, like the first 3 or 4 games. It looked like, yeah, they might be good enough to do it, you know. But then they fell off completely. Their coach got fired.
Yeah.
He
Wow.
he had a sick not he had an injury I didn't know about. He had a that was part of the reason why he wasn't playing well, but he never said anything about it. So I don't
Huh.
know if they did I don't know if he knew or they
I
didn't
don't
find
remember
out
hearing about it.
until later.
Yeah.
He had a he had a cyst he had a cyst somewhere in his abdomen. So the cyst is gone now, but I guess I was giving him like a lot of abdominal pain throughout the season. So I don't know if he knew and they were just keeping it disclosed, or if he just thought he was just playing through it. Like he didn't know they didn't get checked out. He just knew he wasn't feeling 100%. Like, but he was just playing with it. I don't know. I don't
Hmm.
know the story, but I know. But I did find out. That's why a lot of people think he fell in the draft, and because he did not have a good senior year. But the power of the reason why he didn't have a good senior year was because of this injury. So. Um, I felt bad for him. Like he was projected to go third or fourth round. He sat, and he had cameras in his house.
Yes.
Um, he was another guy that was emotional too when he got drafted. I think he just let it all out.
Hmm.
because he was at the very end. He's probably thinking, I'm not going to get drafted.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's going to try out for a team and probably make it. He'll go to someone's camp, but
Oh yeah. Yeah.
to
No
not get
doubt.
drafted with a guy at his level, that would be crazy.
Yeah.
Um, I just felt bad for him because he did the right thing. He came back for his senior year. We always talk about all the time where guys leave college too early. They want to get paid right away and blah 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 blah, and they get out too early. But he stayed for his senior year, and it kind of backfired him. Usually it doesn't. Usually it's the opposite way around, but it backfired on him. So I feel kind of bad for him about that.
Yeah.
Um, but I think he's going to be good with KC, and especially under being under Patrick Mahomes for a couple of years.
Mhm.
I think he's going to be just fine, and I'm sure this dude's going to have a huge freaking chip on his shoulder. So
Yeah.
that's my
I'm
thoughts.
interested. I'm interested to see his career. I mean, he's gonna have to sit behind Mahomes for a while. Obviously, big deal, no problem. But when he gets his chance, I'm interested to see how he does.
Steve Young sat behind. How long did he sit behind Joe Montana?
Oh wow, seems like forever.
Like six,
And we
seven
all knew
years.
Steve Young would be good too. But yeah, a while. Yeah.
He still made the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
He won a Super Bowl in the mid '90s with Jerry Rice and all those other guys, and good
Yes.
running back Roger Craig, I think, and
Yes.
they had a team, man.
Yes.
Um, we hate the 49ers being Cowboys fans. They're big playoff rivals. I don't think
Yeah,
we hate
they
them as
were.
much as Seahawks fans because they're divisional rival, but both teams hate the Niners, Seahawks, and Cowboys. Um, but yeah, he can still make his mark. But I think it'd be good that he sits for a little bit.
Yeah.
If Patrick Mahomes gets hurt, he can come in, you know. But I want to ask all the viewers out there. I know I've been dragging on this for a while, but do you think Nussmeir was better than Ty Simpson or not? Like, so Ty
Ooh.
Simpson had the better year probably overall, you know,
Yeah.
but Nussmeier's junior year, he was lights out, man.
Man. Man. If you take away that injury, I would put Nussmeier ahead.
Yeah. Like I didn't know he was hurt. I knew he wasn't playing as well. That was obvious. Like,
Yeah.
man, he's not playing as good. His decision making seemed a little bit off, and he was
Yeah.
throwing more interceptions. He still had a lot of really good touchdowns, you know, but he had way more touchdowns than interceptions, but his ratio wasn't the gap wasn't as wide as it was in the last
Yeah.
couple of years. You know, he was throwing more picks, and some really questionable decisions, kind of sort of like he fell. But here's the thing, bro. I think he was the last quarterback selected in the draft, but
Hmm.
nine quarterbacks were selected for him, even a couple D2 guys.
Wow.
I'm not against D2 guys, but a North Dakota State quarterback got drafted for him from D2. And we
Wow.
know North Dakota State's a powerhouse in
Yeah.
D2. There's
And
some good North Dakota
they
State
had
players
good
in the NFL
quarterbacks
right
come out.
now.
So yeah.
But dude, he was the last quarterback in the draft.
Wow.
So
Wow. I'm gonna have to
crazy.
do some research on that. There might be some things behind it that we don't know about.
I know
But
the
yeah.
injury was one, and
Okay.
probably was his like play because his
Right.
play wasn't as good as the year before. But yeah, it's interesting, bro. I was
Wow.
surprised when I was like I was like, there's no way he's getting past the fifth round. He's projected third and fourth
Right.
round. Okay, he didn't make it the second day. He's got to make it the fifth round. He just kept on sliding. I couldn't believe it, man. So craziness. Um, What else is there, brother?
Hey,
Garfield?
I just like you mentioned, NFL draft, it's become a huge thing now. Good job, the city of Pittsburgh, putting that on. How about those fans just letting the Ravens players have it every time a Ravens player got up there? Oh,
Yeah,
that
that
was
was
something else.
cool.
They got on the Cowboys too a little bit, but boy, not as much as the Ravens. Every some Ravens players kid got up there and said the Steelers still suck. Just that's what it's all about, man. It's so fun. I like it. I'm not sure what it's going to be next year, but man, I'm looking forward to watching.
Yeah, the draft is like a bucket list thing, man. I need to watch one. If I think I'm gonna be in the Seattle area for a while, so I've been here
Oh
for a
yeah,
while already since 2009. You know, in the Puget Sound area. So if whenever Seattle hosts the next draft, I think I might have to go. And what I'm gonna love about it, because I think it's a bucket list thing. You should come up here, but
yeah.
I'm gonna be wearing my Cowboys gear, just pissing all the freaking 12s off. So I'm gonna.
Well, one thing you'll have in common, we'll have in common that we'll be booing our heads off against the 49ers every time they get up there.
Yep.
So
Every time a 49ers guy gets selected, boo. Especially Eagles. When I see an
Yeah,
Eagles guy, I'm gonna like, hell no. Yeah, I'm gonna be going crazy.
that'll be fun.
That'll
We'll
be
see what.
fun, right?
Yeah.
But I like messing with the 12s already because at one of my old jobs a while back, they do this thing on Fridays. Probably a lot of workplaces do it, but they definitely do it here in this area. At my last job a couple years ago, or actually a couple of jobs back when I was at Keyport, and this whole area does it. Like on Fridays, everyone wears their Seahawks gear. I freaking hate it. So I started wearing my Dallas Cowboys gear on Fridays just to piss them off. So I couldn't
Oh
stand
man.
it. Everyone's wearing their 12 crap. I'm like, oh, get the hell out of here, man. I put on number 24, man. I'm like, nope. You guys can have your Seahawks day. I'm gonna wear my Cowboys. And when we used to go
There you
bowling
go.
and bowling league, they had that whole Seahawks. Like one person says C, the second person says Hawks.
Oh,
That's the thing here, Seahawks. And then this is at bowling. I used to go Cowboys, Cowboys. After they did that, just to piss them off, because they used to drive me crazy when I was in bowling league. I was like, screw that, man.
oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Awesome.
But oh yeah, one other thing about the draft. Those guest speakers, the Seahawks guy was good. He survived cancer multiple times. He did the obviously saw that they were
No,
the
I did.
last selection, of course the 32nd pick in the first round since they won the Super Bowl. He brought it, bro. I don't know I can't remember what his name was. I should have wrote his name down, but he brought the thunder, man. How he announced the Seahawks Super Bowl reigning champions. Like he was going crazy. Like he was bringing it, man. Like yeah, he was just. And I remember Roger Goodell, the commissioner, was like behind him getting a kick out of it. He was laughing.
Yeah,
So I thought that was cool. So yeah, NFL draft has become a thing, man.
yeah.
Uh, I could have swore I forgetting something before we close. Oh, we talked. Yeah, I think we covered everything, brother. It was a fast show, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mike Tomlin, let's talk about him real quick before we go. Just a couple more
Oh,
minutes before the
yeah.
NBA comes on. Mike Tomlin is gonna be on Sunday Night Football. What do you think about that?
Excellent fit. Excellent fit. Obviously, a Super Bowl winning coach. Coach Pittsburgh, not one losing season. A lot of insight he's going to give us. He's going to educate us on football. We're going to learn a lot from him. Um, I'm looking forward to watching him be a part of that team there.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a great fit. He was on Sunday Night Basketball on NBC with your girl Taylor. Uh,
Yes.
what's her first name? I like her a lot though. You know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Anyways, her last name's Taylor,
Yeah, I know. I want to say
but
Aisha Taylor, but
she had an interview with him, and she's like, "You're gonna be my, you're gonna be my co-host or whatever. You're gonna be part of the team." So she welcomed, Mike Tomlin to the NBC broadcasting team. So,
yes.
and he had a pretty good interview with her. Yeah, he's gonna fit in great, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, Maria Taylor, that's her name. How can I
Maria
forget
Taylor.
Maria
Yes.
Taylor? Um, so yeah, he's gonna do great. I think it's gonna be interesting to watch it. So I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna love it. But NBA is coming on soon. We know this, like in 20 minutes, my time, 5 o'clock my time. So we can cover it on the next show. But man, I'm telling you, that's
Yeah.
gonna be our next show, guys. There are some
Yeah.
things to talk about. I could talk about now if I want to, but Detroit's
Yeah.
one of them.
Oh man.
Det-
What was I off
Detroit's
on that
down
one?
3-1. I don't know if they're
Yeah.
gonna get out of it or not. They might, but I don't think they are. We'll talk about
No.
that.
Yes. Yeah. Boston might wrap it up tonight. Um, got the Knicks and Hawks tied up. So first round is going to be interesting. Hopefully, the Lakers don't lay an egg tomorrow with their 20 some odd turnovers they had the other night. Don't get me started on that. But yeah, we'll see. We'll talk about it next Tuesday or Monday or Tuesday or next
Yeah,
week.
sometime
Next
next
week.
week. OKC already closed out. They swept Phoenix. We kind of thought that.
Yeah.
Yeah, New York Knicks, Hawks are tied. That's the most interesting series. Minnesota and Denver's interesting. Denver did win last night. They're down. They survived because they were in a 3-1 hole. It's 3-2 now. But
Yeah.
Minnesota Timberwolves still have the edge. They got to win one game out of the next two. But they got all kinds of guys hurt, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
And Shenzo's out. Atman's hurt. We'll see.
And then what's his name? Reed got hurt last night, but he came back into the game. Thank God, Nas Reed.
Yeah.
So they have injuries, bro. But they only got to win one more game. So we'll see. We'll talk about that though next week. But you know,
Yes.
Daniels has become everyone in Denver hates Daniels now. McDaniels now the Minnesota player. I love it because he's made some comments about how their defense sucks. So that's funny.
Yeah.
Um, so they boo him every time he gets the ball. He don't care. But yeah, it's gonna be a good show next week. So tune in next week. So we got
Yes.
in closing, brother.
Hey, it was fun talking about the draft. Tell us how your team did, how you felt, whether you agree or disagree with us on our takes. Like as always, thank you and good show.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Our set in the beginning. You know, watch our show on either on YouTube and either or you can listen to audio on rss.com, Spotify, Apple, because some people just like listen to audio when they're driving in their car, wherever they're doing. They may not be able to get video, so just do what you got to do to watch the show. But please watch, please subscribe,
Yeah.
and yeah, like I already
And if you
mentioned,
want to be a guest, we'll be more than happy to have you.
absolutely. And I don't gotta know you to be a guest. You just gotta put a comment on our page, give us your email address or something, and I can
And
send
you're on.
you the
Yeah.
link to be on the show. So yeah, let us know. But yeah, and more NBA next week, man. More NBA. So, but the NFL draft was a huge success. So congratulations to Pittsburgh.
Yes.
Congratulations to all the players that were selected. Dream come true for all these guys. You know, and so I know it was exciting. But that's it. Have a good
All
night, and
right.
we'll see you next week for NBA.